So, I hear we're into some of the same stuff.
You're about to join John
and Eric
as we explore said stuff.
really bad movies, Sega Genesis,
Sports and girls. The interesting aspects of pop culture.
and we'll answer listeners' mail because you have so much to say.
You are listening to
A sophisticated conversation.
Greetings and welcome to episode 13 of Podcast Revolution. I'm your host John, and returning to the show is Eric Mitch Monster Mitchell.
Yo.
So Eric, how have you been since we last saw you?
Oh, well, I mean, that Degrado marathon and the Twilight movie marathon I went to was just fantastic.
So were you hoping to pick up chicks there, or what was your deal?
Pretty much, yeah. It was reverse.
Did you go by yourself, or was anybody with you?
Well, I figured that the whole theater, it was full of chicks, so if I was the one guy in it, it would make me look more handsome.
Okay.
You know,
Did it?
Absolutely. You know, it's kind of like if a chick walked into a prison, even if she was like a 2, she'd be like a 30,000 on a scale of 1 to 10.
So did any chicks talk to you?
Absolutely.
Wait a minute. But they have Edward on the screen to look at.
That's a good point, but no, I'm more of a team. What's the other guy?
I think Mike said it was Jacob.
How does he know that?
I don't know, because he's Frenchy.
I've actually never seen a Twilight
I've
movie
never
in my
seen
life.
or read anything, actually, either.
I know quite a few people that are into it. It seems like it's kind of like Harry Potter for adults, sort of.
Chicks.
Or chicks, okay. I don't get the whole vampire. I mean, we've talked about this before, but why vampires, all of a sudden girls like them? I don't get it.
Well, vampires are cool, but it's oversaturated, the market.
Yeah, but like they're not vampires as in like bloodthirsty horror, like they scare the crap out of you. Vampires are like wimpy,
Like, hey, guess what? I'm a vampire.
Yeah, it's like
I'm gonna fuck your blood.
It's like that. It's like Nicholas.
Blood. Look, yo, blood.
Ugh.
Speaking of sucking blood, joining us in the studio is Cages.
Cages is back
for a second in a row.
Woo,
Cages, how you doing?
What a segue.
Cages, you gotta talk louder.
You gotta
man.
project your
Sorry.
voice.
Yeah, project that masculine voice that all the women write in and love.
Yes, thank you.
The ladies love
Good to be back.
Cages. There's a reason he's called Cages.
Oh boy.
Isn't that right, Cages?
He locks himself in
yeah.
cages, or perhaps he doesn't.
Cages was a beast tonight in soccer. We played some pickup soccer, and how many goals did you have? Like 9?
I think it was more like...
Cages, you
4.
gotta talk louder. Come
I was
on.
more 4, 5, maybe 6.
Alright, yeah, you
He
scored.
said talk louder, not yell.
You,
No, I'm just
you
kidding.
scored
Sorry.
4, 5, or 6 goals, not 1. You gotta talk like you scored 4, 5, or 6 goals.
I saw
Cages.
him get 4,
I
so he
can-
had more than 4.
Yeah.
Oh, he had more. I was there only for like 45 minutes, and I saw him get like 5. That was incredible. Whatever sport we played, we were talking about this. Cages, he just plays smart. He's a winner. He's not gonna flash you with all these incredible moves. But when it comes down to being in the right place, right time, you can always depend on Cages.
Cages is a very surprising player because he, no offense, Cages, but you don't look like the most athletic person, but you always prove people wrong.
I've been told that plenty of times.
Yes, he surprises you.
One of the first times I met him was he went to college with me and he was in my dorm, and we did a dorm kickball. It was kickball, right?
Yep.
Yeah, kickball game to start the year off against other dorms, and he was wearing a pink hat, so I knew him as Pink Hat, but I like Cages better now. But everyone was like, "Oh, who's this kid?" And then he went up first, and he got the best hit of the game.
Yeah.
Was it a double to start?
Inside the park home run.
Oh, an inside the park home
the
run.
only run for our team.
Yeah, our team was, but to be fair, our team was just as good as the other team, but they bunted, and even though bunting was against the rules, the refs didn't call it.
Yeah.
Cages, you're like the hot librarian of sports. You know, like you wouldn't think so, but then, you know, when it comes down to game time, she's a beast, and it's kind of like you. Yeah, exactly.
Eric!
Yeah, that's Cages for you. You see him, you're like, you know, he's Cages, he's dependable, he's the man, but once it's game time, you would not expect this kid to just...
He brings his game.
Dominates.
He
Absolutely.
elevates himself.
In hockey, to be completely honest with you, John's been playing hockey his whole life. I think Cages screws me up more than John.
Well, that's because I have form, and Cages, and when it comes to hockey, he doesn't have form.
No, he just finds a way to get a shot off.
He aims top right, he looks top right, it goes bottom left.
It's amazing.
It's true. Yeah.
It's like playing with a little kid. It's too unpredictable.
Just, jeez, Cages, you're the man. That's all we gotta
Thank
say.
you.
And speaking about being the man, I have a really funny article I read in the news.
I bet you do.
I do. It was some school, I think it was like California or something.
Wait, really quickly, do you have a notebook with ideas on it?
I do.
So when you're at work, you write down ideas for the
Not at
podcast.
work. It's usually like during lunchtime or something.
So when you're at lunch, you have nothing better to do with your time than to
Well,
think
I have a lunch hour. It takes me about 8 minutes to eat lunch. So I have 52 minutes to pretty much do whatever I want.
You should be practicing for the dance-off.
I'm already know I'm gonna win, so I don't need to practice.
And you heard that Cages is gonna face off
I
against
heard.
Punchy.
This is
the-
a brat. We
The
got
preliminary.
We got Pat Kelly, who's one of our listeners, who's challenging me, and then we got Cages, and I'm telling you, Cages is gonna win it. Cages is going to win it. You look at him, you're like, this kid can't dance, just like the hot librarian. He's gonna pull all stops. He's gonna surprise you.
Thanks
that-
for the
He's
compliment.
gonna let his hair out. And
Yeah,
it's
he's gonna take his glasses off, and it's like he takes his glasses off and he becomes like David Hasselhoff or something. He just
all suave.
yeah, he turns around, his face is like Mel Gibson or something.
He does a little twirl and he's like,
Yeah, it's like Superman. He goes into like the closet, he comes out, he's like John Travolta. It's like, hey, what's up, guys?
yeah.
Oh man, but my idea though, I did read. There was some school, I forget the exact state, but there was a band trip, and there was like 40 kids. You know, it was like
is this high school, middle school?
it was a high school.
Okay, high school.
So they were on some band trip. It was the end of the year. It was in like June. So this happened a few weeks ago or something, and so they went. They had to get food, obviously. And there's like 45 kids, so the teacher didn't know, couldn't find a restaurant to fit all 45 kids except for one. Can you guess what restaurant that was?
McDonald's?
No. Cages, come
I
on.
don't know, Chuck E. Cheese's. I don't know.
Are you serious?
Hey, kids, you never
Catch
know.
a Predator?
Yeah.
Cages? Alright.
Friendlies?
Yeah, no, Hooters.
Hooters.
Hooters. He took
That's an excellent establishment.
40 high school kids to Hooters, and he got fired and lost his job because one of the kids told his mom, there's a lot of things to analyze here. First of all,
Ma, we went to Hooters.
Yeah.
There were chicks there. I don't like it.
Where was
first of all, it was in like California or Florida or something. Anything bad pretty much happens in California or Florida, but
Mostly Florida.
mostly Florida. But essentially, there's two ways to look at this. One, if you look at it from the teacher's perspective, you're kind of an idiot. I mean, I understand it's not a big deal. It's Hooters. Everyone's seen a lot worse anyways. It's not a big deal. Everyone's been to Hooters.
It's not like they're taking their clothes
Yeah,
off.
I mean, it's just girls. It's not like a strip club. It's
not
a
like
restaurant.
they card you to go in there. Anybody
Yeah,
can go in
anyone
there.
can go. I mean, I've gone with my dad and mom as a joke before after like a Bruins game. It's just bar food and just good-looking women and tank tops. You can see the same thing if you go to a mall.
Or
Same thing.
Or if you watch commercials during the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, you just go outside. Pretty much, you see exactly
Or
what.
if you watch anime.
So first of all, he's an idiot for doing that.
I wouldn't say idiot, but go on.
But you know what I mean. And then second of all, if you're the kid's mom, why would you flip out at the school about that? Like, you're ruining a guy's life. Like, you think this teacher's gonna find another job?
I'm sure he'll find another teaching job. Like, if I was a principal, I wouldn't not hire him because of that incident.
Like, if you're seriously shielding your kid from Hooters, what? You're probably very interesting. As John is signaling a drink signal, and now producer Melissa is going in the fridge. I love it.
Hey, if the producers want us to do a good show, they need to keep us well nourished. But no, as I was saying, well, I wasn't saying it, but I will say it now. I went to college in an education career, and teachers have been not necessarily fired, but reprimanded for pretty ridiculous reasons.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Are you familiar
ridiculous.
with the Canterbury Tales?
Yeah, Chaucer.
Yeah. So there's one part that they have in the books, but they don't always read it in school. But this one particular teacher read it, and the word fart is in it. And The kid went home and told his mom, and she called in and got the teacher in trouble for using the word fart.
What kind of moms are these people? Like, I'm just like my mom's like the coolest mom ever. Like what kind of mom would seriously be like,
God,
like fart? Oh my god! I gotta call the school board and ruin this teacher's life. I gotta possibly ruin his career and paycheck and fail. Like, just embarrass. Like, it's just you're ridiculous. You're an idiot. I'm sorry. You're just.
It kind of makes you want to fart right
It's
in
like,
your face.
you know what? Why bother having kids if that's the type of parent you're gonna be? Why bother? Like, if you're really that uptight, what? I mean,
I don't know what you're protecting them from in some cases.
it's like, what are they gonna imagine? Like them, like they get married and like go to get it on for the first time. Like, what? Like oh no! Like, hey mom, I saw nudity. Like, gonna cover that up. I mean, what kind of parent? Why are some parents like this today?
It's so overprotective. I mean, we're not parents yet, so but I don't. When I'm a parent, I hope I'm not like that.
When I'm a parent, the only thing I'm gonna do is keep your son away from my daughter if I had one. That's it. That's all I care. I don't want clowning going on. But other than that, that's it, John.
I thought you wanted 12 sons.
I do, but I'm just saying in case something happened. In the case it was my wife's fault, not mine, that I had a daughter. Then I'm just kidding.
Cages, have you ever seen any examples of teachers being in trouble for things they shouldn't be in trouble for?
Not that I can really think of off the top of my head.
Has a teacher ever said something that's offended you?
Cages, you gotta talk louder now. Come on now.
Sorry.
If a teacher said fart, would you go home and cry?
Maybe.
Alright.
Probably not.
Well, I'm saying fart over and over again and you're not leaving the show. Fart, fart, fart.
It's actually funny. I wanted to be a teacher, but until like I realized all the ridiculous, like it's not even about teaching anymore. It's about like No Child Left Behind, all that stuff. Like
Teaching to the test.
Yeah, it's like you're not even teaching to have kids learn. It's just you're shielding your kid from everything. Like there's even textbooks in the South that don't even have the Civil War in it. Like that's ridiculous. They call it the Northern Aggression. I'm not kidding you. I mean that's ridiculous. But
And there's places where it's by law you can't teach. You can only teach abstinence. And in most states you can only teach abstinence, or else you lose funding.
it's actually funny. I went on a road trip to Florida last year, and we stopped at this rest stop, and I think it was like West Virginia or something like that. We go into the bathroom, and there's a condom machine, like there always is a condom machine bathroom rest stops. Only there's like a big billboard on it, like right where you put your quarter in. There's like a big sign, and it's like the only way. It says something along the lines of like, not just like it's like abstinence and like you're gonna go to hell type of stuff. So like it's like you buy this, you go to hell pretty much, and that's kind of like the whole abstinence thing. But we were lucky because Pinkerton, they didn't do that, which was good.
Yeah, we were lucky. We got to get a good education and learn about all the different ways of protecting ourselves.
Pretty much. What do you think, Cages?
I don't know. Pinkerton did start cracking down as soon as I left, so I don't know what's going on there now.
Cages, what age is it right to teach children about procreation?
I don't know. I mean, you got health class and all sorts of different stuff, so I mean...
That's why most schools teach girls around 3rd or 4th grade, and then boys the next year. I think it's 5th grade for boys.
Dude, health class was probably the best week of my life when I was in like 5th grade. How hilarious was that?
It was pretty hilarious, which is funny. This is funny.
That was the best week of my life.
Because I had a few friends who their parents taught them the whole thing, showed them diagrams when they were like 4 and 5. So by the time they were in 5th grade, they were mature about it and knew everything that was going on.
Oh yeah, no, my mom did that. I remember she bought me this book when I was like 10 or something. It was called like My Body, Myself for boys. It was just all about like puberty. It was hilarious. Just you read it and you would start laughing. Like I think my parents just gave up after about one chapter because I couldn't sit still without laughing.
I saw an article in the news a few weeks ago, about an outrage about giving 1st graders condoms, which I think that's a bit...
Whoa, no way. 1st grade?
I think teaching them at that age is appropriate, but... No, I think teaching them is okay. Giving them condoms, I mean, they can't even get hard at that point.
I did. What are you talking about, John? Anyway.
You're all right.
Yeah, that was really funny. Don't mean to toot my own horn, but that was.
Way too much information.
First grade, though, I mean, that to me, John, and all, I think that's a little too young. I mean,
Well, yeah, for condoms.
well, I mean, like learning about like, hey, this is what you have versus this is what females have, and a little
No,
bit
it's good to integrate.
not sexualized, but just a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a little bit about the science of it, I suppose, is alright at a younger age.
And
but
withholding information from kids doesn't help them. It's best to let them know what's going on around the world.
it's really funny because I remember when I first found out, like, what, how. Because I always asked my mom growing up, like, oh, where do, every kid asks that, where do babies come from? My mom would always give me the answer, like, oh, well, God blessed us and I became pregnant. I just believed that till I was about, I don't know, like 8 or something, or 9. I remember when one of my friends told me, he's like, yeah, it actually, what it is it's when your dad puts his penis inside your mom's vagina. And I just remember thinking, like, no, why the hell would anyone do that? Like, that is no, like, that's stupid.
Yeah, like, boys have a penis and girls have this flap thing.
Yeah, like, you don't realize why.
You put it in the flap.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, I thought it was just like you stick it in, like it happened. Like my parents decided they wanted a kid. That's the only time they ever did it was twice. My sister and I, just in and out. There you go, kid. Like that's like what I thought. It was like, why would you do such a thing? Like that's ridiculous. Cages, I'm breaking his heart right now because he just found out from this that that's not true.
There's no stork, Cages.
There is no stork.
Aw.
Cages, when did you find out?
Probably when they went over it in health class.
Did you think the same thing as me? Like, why the hell would anyone do that?
Yeah. That was about my reaction.
Actually, when I was a really little kid, I thought girls were just totally flat right there. I thought it was just like, I didn't know it went in. I thought it was just flat. I thought they just had a butt.
One of the weirdest things I think we have at my house is we actually have a video of my birth, which is like the grossest. Like,
Have you watched it?
The last time I saw it, I think I was
Is it
like,
a good popcorn movie?
oh, it's brilliant. I mean, you don't see like my mom or it's like from a different like you see like
The Crown.
it's like from you don't see that part, you sick people. I know Cages is getting a little turned on right now, but it's funny, and I was just laughing at my dad. I'm like, Dad, why the hell would you tape that? That's when like video cameras first came out, like 1987. It was like I gotta tape everything. It's like you couldn't just enjoy the moment, like you had to tape. Like, did you really plan on watching this in the future? Little did I know when I was away in college, they probably watched it like every night. But
Oh yeah.
oh man, oh jeez.
All right. It looks like this segment's actually run a bit long.
It was a good segment.
So I think we need to go to a commercial break.
Yeah.
Our sponsors are getting very frustrated with us for making such great commercials, but not spreading them around enough.
All right.
Here we go.
Yeah, graboid, oh, yeah, graboid, oh, graboid, we are gonna go to the graboid, and I'm gonna watch the TV shows for free. I got my girl here at the graboid, watch the movie for free. Graboid, Cages goes to the graboid. Friday night dates, yeah, it's gonna be.
Oh yeah, graboid.com. It's a great site.
Oh, absolutely. It's a great theme song too.
Oh yeah.
Moving on, I saw a video on YouTube today that I thought was just ridiculous. I don't mean ridiculous good, I just mean, what is this guy thinking? He was, at minor league baseball games, they have goofy little contests in between innings.
Yeah.
Well, this guy got chosen to be in the broccoli race.
Oh dear.
It was for the Philadelphia Phillies, their minor league team, and he was running the broccoli race. And he decided that after he would win, he would run to his girlfriend in a big broccoli costume and propose to her.
Oh my God, that is
So he's
odd.
in this big broccoli costume at a minor league baseball game, proposing to his girlfriend during the 7th inning stretch.
He's probably sweating his nuts off too.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, what thought in his head was like, this is a good idea?
Did he even have? Did he have the ring with him?
Yeah. This is a straight up, actual, no one was expecting it. He was chosen out of the crowd to be in the broccoli race, and he ran it, and then at the end he won it, and he was racing a kid or something, and he runs over to the end of the dugout, and I guess the people are trying to, get him to, give him a t-shirt or a prize, and he gets down on one knee, his girlfriend's in the stand, he, ran over, and he's in a big broccoli out. So she's just looking at her future husband and partner for her best friend for life, staring into his eyes as he's in a broccoli costume at a minor league baseball game. Just congratulations.
Oh, it's unique. You got to give him that.
It is very unique, but at the same time, I don't know. Producer Melissa,
It's spontaneous.
What do you think? What if John proposed to you in a broccoli costume at a Fisher Cats game?
You have to speak
I
up.
don't find that at all romantic. So I mean, it is unique, but I'd rather have romantic.
What if it was a pickle costume?
No.
What about a major league part?
Cajun. That's what I mean. Cajun's right there. Hot librarian. It's game time. He steps up.
Stepped up.
He steps up when it's big. That's right, Cages. You don't. You bat 180, but you hit 60 home runs. Oh man. Yeah. What do you? I don't know. When did stadium proposals get big, and why do people think this is a good idea? I see that Fenway every time I go. Why in the world? There's a lot. Even if you're the guy, why would you do that? I mean, what part is hey, what do you do after? Okay, you're at Fenway Park and you propose to your girlfriend. You're madly in love with her. You want to spend the rest of your life with her. So you propose to her. Okay, 1, hopefully she doesn't hate you for doing this. 2, hopefully she doesn't say no. And 3, if she says yes, now what? It's kind of.
Yeah, that's a good point. What do you do? What's to go from there?
I mean, do you enjoy the rest of the day? What do you do?
I hope you get out of the broccoli outfit first, if you're that guy. But if you're just a normal guy in the stands, you just sit with everyone in the crowd being like, yeah, way to go. Way to go. Let's buy you a hot dog.
I don't know. I mean, I just, I don't even have a girlfriend, so I don't even think about proposing.
Actually, that's actually a great idea I just came up with.
What?
If you could go to a game with a girl and pretend to propose to her just so people around you will maybe buy you stuff.
That is a brilliant idea. Cages, why don't you do that? Let's send Cages to a game and he can do that. We need a girl, though, to play Cages'. Hey, any listeners out there? If you want free food and stuff, and you want to pretend to be Cages' girlfriend, we'll pay for both your Lake Monsters seats. We will pay the fee to have on the scoreboard, will you marry me? Cages, you'll probably get to kiss a girl, and you'll get a bunch of free stuff.
And actually, we could do it several times, and then on some of them we can make her say no and put a pie in your face. She'll just have a pie with her.
We should try to do as many times as we can. We'll do it once a week and see if they catch on.
Knowing my luck, they'd probably put it in the local paper.
There's actually a video on YouTube of a guy at a Houston Rockets game that proposed. He paid probably a ton of money. They brought him out on the court at halftime. She said no, and she ran away crying. What a jerk! I mean, what do you do after that?
That's also not it's really cool, kind of, but it puts a lot of pressure on the girl. And if she doesn't want to, it makes her look like a jerk.
That's just bad timing on that guy. I mean, John, producer Melissa, you guys are gonna be married and stuff. You kind of knew she wouldn't say no. I mean, you think if you proposed to someone, it would be 100% chance, not
In an ideal world, but there's a lot of people who rush into things or have other plans for their life, and they just try to get it done with quickly.
That's true. Are you one of those people, Cages?
Hopefully not.
Oh man, so Cages, hopefully we can find you a broccoli mascot and you can propose. And speaking also of baseball in the news, a Little League coach punched his son in the face after he struck out.
Oh, was it like at the end of a game when the bases loaded?
Yes.
Oh, then he deserved it. How else is the kid gonna learn?
What do you think, Cages?
I think that's top-notch parenting.
That's top-notch parenting right there. I'm gonna completely disagree.
And did the kid still have the bat in his hand?
I don't know. I mean, I didn't read that far.
Because
But
it seems like a pretty fair fight if he still has the bat in his hand.
the dad did get arrested though. But
Did he punch the cop too?
I'm assuming he didn't punch the cop. He only punched his kid. I mean, I'm all for parents hitting kids again. I don't mean it in the sense. I don't.
Spanking?
I don't mean like abusing your kids. I mean like I think a lot of kids. I worked at a boys and girls club for 3 summers, and there's definitely kids who have no discipline that definitely could use a whack on the side of the head, like my dad did when I was a kid. You know, you do something stupid. Not that you're hurting you, but just hey, you idiot, don't do that. Like,
Yeah.
So. Hey, you idiot! Don't strike out with bases loaded. Punch in the face. You still think that's kosher?
I don't know. Actually, I'm having a change of heart.
Next time I make an awesome save on you in hockey, I'm just gonna punch you in the face.
Okay. Well, that's not striking out. At least.
Yeah, that's true. It's pretty embarrassing.
Actually, it depends. Did he swing at the ball that was in the dirt? Because in that case,
there's like certain conditions.
Yeah.
It's like in the law, the police go to arrest him. Actually, sir,
if he swings, and
it was a full count. And he threw it in the sand. What kind of protecting the plate is that? You're free to go.
Exactly.
But you wonder how many he had to drink before the
Yeah.
end of the game.
How old did you say the kid was?
It was Little League, so he had to be between the ages of 9 and 12. I think that's Little League.
There's some pretty big little leaguers now, like those kids from the Middle East who have mustaches and they're like taller than me.
Oh, they're incredible. If you watch the Little League World Series, there's kids that are like 6'3", like 190 pounds.
With a full mustache.
Can you imagine being, just... that must be awkward even for you, because, like, say you're in 5th grade and you're 6'2", 6'3", 190 pounds, like... It's almost like you're a pedophile if you're attracted to girls in your grade. You're like a man and you're surrounded by...
I can imagine pretending I'm that young and making false documents that say I am.
But, it's like To Catch a Predator right there. I mean...
I suppose.
Speaking of To Catch a Predator, there was a marathon on last night. I hope you saw it.
I was unfortunately not able to, but that's what the beauty of living in the world we live in, where YouTube is available.
Yeah, they're
and
pretty much
people
all
are
of that.
friendly enough to put up that show on YouTube so I can watch it at my convenience or my leisure.
Leisure? You mean leisure?
I'm saying leisure.
You like the British sounding better?
Leisure.
Leisure. What do you think, Cages?
Leisure, definitely.
Cages, you gotta talk louder, man.
Leisure, definitely.
The ladies
Jeez.
like your voice. They want to hear it. And
He's a man.
I think we got an email from Minna that we didn't finish last
Well,
time.
that
I wasn't
is true,
here.
actually.
You want to
I'll pull that up after the next break.
open that? All right. Well, I guess
Minna can wait. Right, Minna?
I got one
Yeah.
more topic. Also, this is big news in Australia. So for all our Australian fans,
All the Australian listeners,
All our-
listen up.
that's the worst Australian accent.
You know
I've
what?
ever heard.
You know what? I don't care.
Australia has a version of America's Next Top Model. Obviously, it's Australian Next Top Model.
Australia's Next Top Model.
And for those people who are living under a rock, it's that show that's on, is it WB or UPN or something?
How the hell should I know? I don't watch TV.
I don't know. Producer Melissa, what channel is it on?
I don't watch
I'll be watching.
Cages, what channel is it on? Am I really the only one that has watched this show?
Yes,
Come on now.
yes.
You are by far
Yes.
the biggest rabbit I know.
Oh, God. Anyways, well, it's my favorite show. America's Next Top Model. It's a show with Tyra Banks and some other model people. And it's like American Idol, only with models. They do like model shoots and they get voted off each
That
episode.
sounds a lot better than like hockey and stuff. Maybe I'll start watching that.
Hey, why don't you go ride some horses in Boston while I'm at Fenway? So
Hey,
leave me alone.
Actually, that is what you were doing when you missed the show. So, me and Frenchie just said you were at Twilight to respect your privacy. But
Oh,
just
yeah.
brought it up again. I'll throw it right back in your face.
Well, anyways, so there's an Australian version. Australian Next Top Model.
for beer.
And a girl who, in my opinion, is the best looking girl on that show by far. Because a lot of the models on those shows, they kind of look like aliens. Like, to be completely honest with you. But this girl, she's beautiful, and she got kicked off for being too fat. Now, guess what too fat is?
Like a size 1.
Close, but no. Size 4.
Size 4.
A size 4.
Oh yeah,
Like,
that is pretty fat.
To me,
I'm just kidding.
and you say I'm bad, too. That's horrible. That's just ridiculous. Like, what do they expect of... Like, that's just screwing up girl. I feel bad for girls these days. They're getting screwed over.
I know a lot
with
of
this
modeling
crap.
places aren't letting their models be too thin now. They fire them if they are. And that's why I think people like, not that I watch the cooking channel, but like Rachel Ray, she's like a normal sized person.
Yeah, it's absolutely. It's
Or like Cages.
Or cages, exactly. It's just, to me, that's ridiculous. It's like, what these poor girls these days, and like, they're gonna think they have to be anorexic or something.
Actually, you know what's funny is a lot of the like swimsuit issues and stuff, and a lot of things that are marketed towards guys that look like it's towards guys is actually also towards girls, and to try to like encourage them to look that way. And yeah, it's pretty crazy.
I mean, at least with like being a boy, we never really had to worry about that kind of stuff growing up.
care.
But we don't care. Cages, do you care?
Look at him.
Cages.
That kinda hurt.
Cages, what are you gonna say to that?
I
Cages,
kid,
come on.
I kid.
No, he's not kidding. Cages, come on. You come up big. What are you gonna say to that?
Do you care?
Not really.
All right.
All right, Cages. You're not gonna punch him in the face at least?
I figured he's got enough problems.
Ow, Eric.
There, I just punched John for Cages since he won't do anything. But
Well, maybe you should go shave his mustache, then we'll talk.
Cages, that thing is disgusting, man. That thing looks awful.
It's not as bad as Frenchie's, but it's pretty
Yeah,
close.
you gotta shave that thing,
You gotta wax
man.
that mother.
Yeah.
That looks horrible. You look like a drunken squirrel or something. You look stupid. You gotta get rid of that thing.
I think Eric wants to get punched in the face now.
No, I'm just kidding. Cages is the man, but
Eric with his badass sideburns.
I do have bad. I've thought about shaving these things because I've had them for about 4 years, and I was like,
Eric, you should go bald. Just shave it all off.
I've honestly have wanted to do that for about 3.5 years, and then my ex-girlfriend who I was dating for 3.5 years didn't want me to. So naturally, I was the whipped man that I was, and never did it. Pretty much. It's not that I think it would look good, to be completely honest with you.
I don't think it would.
I really don't at all. It's just I kind of want to see what it looks like.
Maybe I think you should do it. You should donate your hair to charity.
I don't know if I have enough hair to.
I'll
Donate my hair so Cages can have a complete mustache.
Well, put it this way: his mustache is better than Sidney Crosby's.
Yeah, I'll give him that. Yeah, I don't know. I've just always wanted to do it. It's one of those things. It's like when you had your what was that thing? Your surgery, and you were bald eagle down there. You were like, whoa.
I don't think we've talked about this.
No,
on
we
the
did
show.
talk about that on
Did
the
we?
show. We did, absolutely. Because remember we had a funny discussion about what I preferred.
No.
And that's
Correct.
Hernia, that was the word. Hernia, when you had your hernia. So it's kind of like that, only it's my head. I want to see what I would
So
look
your
like
intestines
balls.
are going into your head.
Pretty much, yes.
That's not favorable.
No, not at all. So I've kind of always wanted to, but too much of a wimp to do it.
I can see that. Actually, it's funny. Minna, our one of our listeners who comments a lot on the show, showed me a People of Walmart picture the other day with a guy who only had hair in the front of his head, and it was bald in the back, and he had a big like beard and everything.
Really?
So he looked like a lion's like tamer or whatever. And there's a picture of him buying condoms, and the caption was, "Yeah, you'll never need those."
Oh man, yeah. There was a soccer player back in the early 2000s. He was actually the best in the world. His name was Ronaldo. He's Brazilian.
He's still playing.
Yeah.
Is he still playing? Well, I think you're thinking of Ronaldinho. And then Cristiano Ronaldo, he plays for Portugal. I'm talking about Ronaldo
I
from
think he was on the
Brazil.
bench for the World Cup.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, his 2002 World Cup haircut, thank you, John, was atrocious, and it was like that. The whole thing was shaved except his bangs.
Eric,
That's it.
Eric, I'm pretty sure World Cup's over, so we don't need to talk about soccer or soccer players anymore.
Actually,
no matter how relevant they are to the conversation.
Well, I do have one World Cup thing I think you would like.
All right, let's get to it after the break.
vacation with my family. Oh, god damn it! Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's not cool. Shooting your dog? This is the 21st century. Go to potapawpromise.com. Don't kill your dog. Help your dog.
You mean we cannot eat our dog?
No, this isn't New Jersey. You can't eat your dogs. Go to potapawpromise.com.
Yeah, you.
All right, and we're
back. Yeah.
Yeehaw.
So what I was gonna say before the commercial break was just about Paul the Octopus that picked 8 straight World Cup victories. So that was kind of cool. But we'll move on from the World Cup. John's sick of it. He hates it. But
I don't hate it. I'm just that soccer's over. We're in America. And, I mean, for me, the most interesting thing of that was the vuvuzelas.
that's true.
And this, I mean, not that soccer is a high-scoring sport, anyways, but this tournament in particular was especially low-scoring.
I will say, was for a World Cup tournament, this one was definitely a little more boring than past ones. The final game was kind of a dud too.
Yeah, and the right team won, but
Yeah, it was. So I agree with you on that. But moving on though, because it's not World Cup time. It is listener mail time, everybody. Yeah, we should do a song for listener mail once we do a new credits or intro song too.
all right, yeah, we'll have a whole new formatting,
Yeah.
whatnot.
Cages can help us, right, Cages?
Sure.
Yeah, Cages.
All right, so this is from Minna. Yeah, I'll read it.
All right.
Eric,
Oh, wait. Email to me?
and it is to you.
Oh, thank you very much, Minna.
Eric, you should start talking to her first. This is in relation to a couple episodes ago. Eric was talking about this babe of a cashier who works where he works, and he pretty much wants to go on a romantic date with her.
Yeah, I want to ride horses through Boston.
Anyways, alright, so Eric, you should start talking to her first to see if she's a douchebag or if she loves horses. Anyway, ask her if she is doing anything Friday or Saturday night, because if she says she's busy Friday, you don't sound too desperate by asking her out for Saturday. So cover all your bases. Minna.
You know, Minna, first, I will say I like that Friday idea. I think that's pretty clever. What do you think, Cages?
Yeah.
What are you doing Friday? So if it doesn't work Saturday, or if she says she's busy, that's pretty good. I like that. It's a good way of testing the waters a little bit. I do have some sad news though about my work crush.
No.
Well, it's
No,
not like
don't.
about her that's sad. It's just that my lunch break got changed, as you know, and I work out in the morning at the gym now.
Loser.
So I really don't see her anymore at all.
that's
So
bad.
I think my
So now those
possible.
40-year-old businessmen are gonna have more tail than you.
I guess so. So unfortunately, the cute cashier girl
Your dream is over.
Probably. Well, it's not over, but it's probably not gonna happen, to be honest with you. But maybe Minna can answer this, but I think also producer Melissa could answer this. Is it, I'm a single guy now. I'm young. I'm 23. I'm not the kind of guy that goes up to random girls and usually kind of like a bro in a bar that's all skeezy and like, hey baby, what are you doing? Is it sketchy if you strike up a conversation with someone at a bar and you ask them out on the weekend? Is that good or bad? What's your opinion, producer Melissa?
I think it depends on the girl. Like for me, I personally wouldn't really like that because I'm more of a, quiet kind of girl, not like the party type of girl. But honestly, I'd rather just be friends with somebody first rather than a guy being like, hey, want to go on a date? I'd rather just be friends before getting in.
So you're telling me I have to be friends with?
Well, I mean, it
First.
depends on the girl, I guess. But
Well, what kind of girls are we talking here, producer Melissa?
well, what kind of girls are you into? I guess I should ask first.
The ones that I can't. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. I mean, the cool ones, I suppose. I'm not
Like, would
really.
you go to a bar and try to pick up girls that way?
Probably not. I mean, well, I don't know.
Well, they could probably drink more beer than him and get drunk.
That's true. I am a lightweight. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it depends. I guess if it was right, like I struck up a conversation with someone, or we hung out for the night and became kind of friends, maybe I would. I don't think that's too sketchy, but
No.
just like, here, let me like grind all over you for an hour and try buying you drinks and all that. I think I would never do that. It's just not me. And I don't think that's the kind of girl I would
Right.
honestly be interested, to tell you the truth.
That's
But
the kind of guy who dances who you hate.
pretty much the guys who are good at dancing. Yeah, exactly.
So far on the show, what we've learned about you, Eric, is you hate guys who can dance well, guys who can climb Mount Everest, pretty much guys who have accomplished things.
Well, I don't.
Oh.
I wouldn't consider those. No, I don't hate guys that climb Mount Everest. I'm just saying
You're just saying they're hippie
it's
jerks.
stupid. I just think it's easy. It's really. I've said it again and again. You take a helicopter up 2/3 of the mountain. You sit there for 40 days so your blood gets used to the oxygen. You have Sherpas who don't have any of your $100 gear or backpacks or oxygen tanks. They carry all your stuff to the top, and you walk up it. Sorry, that's not hard. That's just expensive. There's a difference. There's a difference between an actual challenge and just, I have a lot of money, I'm going to make this seem like this is really daredevil when it's really not. So, Mount Everest people, go away. You suck. That's all I'm saying. I don't hate people that can dance well. I'm just saying
They're douchebags?
9 out of 10 of them are usually douchebags.
Like Cage is.
To be completely honest, like I said, like honestly, I wouldn't mind being a good dancer, but I don't mean good dancer as in like let me rub my denim penis all over you at a club. That's not to me good dancing. Like, are there guys that are good at that and buy girls drinks and have good lines and all that? Yeah, I don't know. This is not. I don't think that's good dancing. I'm talking about like real dancing. If you're good at that, that's cool in my book. So that's all. What was the other thing you think I hate?
Oh boy. I think you hate Frenchie because he did such a good job in the last episode.
No, I like Frenchie. I thought he did an awesome job in the last episode.
Well, actually, over here, I'm having a conversation while we're doing the podcast with our buddy Josh, who's helped us out, and he actually is challenging Frenchie. Josh wants to come in and challenge Frenchie to see who could host better as a co-host.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And he has nothing against you. He likes you, but apparently he has no love for Frenchie.
Really? No love for Frenchie. Oh, man.
Yeah, he's mad because Josh plays goalie, and he's a very good goalie, and he's a lefty, which kind of makes him a retard. But nothing against retards, because I don't want to put them in the same boat as lefty goalies. But
You don't want to bring him down to that
no,
level.
I don't. And that's a bad word to use to begin with. So
Yeah,
you shouldn't
no, I
use it
agree.
unless if the person actually.
Or if it's Sarah
does something
Jessica
silly.
Parker, you can say it all you want.
Yeah, but anyway,
I do hate Sarah Jessica
But
Parker.
yes, Josh plays goalie, and Mike, over a long period, has never scored on him, and Mike finally did the other day. So, Frenchie. And so, Josh is apparently holding a grudge now.
Well, Josh, he also had a question for us. You want to read it? We can give our 2 cents.
It's not so much of a question as it is telling us what to talk about.
Okay, well, what is it?
Well, he's interested to hearing about some of our sports memories as a kid. So, what we remember, what stuck with us.
Yeah, I guess I'll start off. My biggest sports memory is my dad taking me to Fenway Park for the first time in my life. It's funny, when I'm a kid, I hope if I have kids one day, I hope teams win championships when they're kids, because Boston sports was horrendous when we were kids. I mean, the Sox were terrible. The Celtics were atrocious, and all we heard about was Larry Bird and all them our whole lives. It wasn't until 2008 did we finally get to taste that, but it still wasn't the same.
Right.
The Patriots were, they almost left like twice actually for like St. Louis before they got
they
the
were
Rams. They were awful. What other?
The Bruins were good in the early 90s.
Early 90s they were all right, but they just couldn't get
Once
it
we
done.
were old enough to really appreciate it, they were gone.
Right. So, I mean, sports for us as far as team moments, I really don't have much other than when the Patriots made the Super Bowl in 1995 or 6. I forget. It's one of the, or
It was
was
96 or 98. I'm pretty sure.
I
It was 96.
forget. But when they made it, that was a pretty cool moment just because for the first time ever, our team was in a championship. Even though they lost to the Packers, that was kind of fun.
Brett Favre's only Super Bowl, mind you.
Yeah. But
he's so
the
heralded.
best quarterback ever.
He's only won one Super Bowl.
But my favorite though, my dad. huge Sox fan. And my dad taking me to Fenway Park when I was 8 years old. I was in second grade. That was easily the coolest thing in the world. And I still go out of the same tunnel that I went in with him. And I can remember seeing the whole field. It was just so cool. It was so big. I fell asleep in like the 7th inning. It was just really cool. It was the first time being at a big league game. So to me, that was amazing at Fenway. And I remember that vividly.
So I'll say my sports memory is unlike Eric, and it's actually something that happened, not a place. No offense, Eric, because Fenway's kind of cool. But actually, I was a little older when this happened, probably high school, early high school or middle high, whatever. But it stuck with me for a few years, so it's a good memory. It's when the Bruins were playing the Canadians in the playoffs, but before they got ousted.
2002?
I believe so.
That was a good series.
With Glenn Murray.
Muzz.
At the end
overtime.
In overtime, Glenn Murray put his stick up and hit another player's hand. Not very hard, but the player, he had the puck too, and he threw his stick down and started holding his hand, pretending he was hurt, and he put his head down, and he collided with one of his own teammates, so they were both down, and Glenn Murray took the puck in and scored the overtime winning goal. That
was a great series. Unfortunately, Mike Ribeiro was
riding his bike on the ice.
God, he was horrible. But that was. It's funny. The Bruins, they should have like at least 3 or 4 more cups. They should have had one in the early 2000s. They should have had one in the 90s.
In the 70s, they should have had a bunch.
The 70s, they should have like. If Orr wasn't injured, they would have had like 6. I mean, really, it's a travesty that they only have 5. I mean, it's a joke. They should probably have 10 at least. So, all right, Cages, what about you?
Well, mine was my very last year in Little League, and playing a game, and it was pretty close, and all of a sudden they came over the announcements that the Celtics had finally won their first playoff series in God knows how long.
Oh, was that 2002 or?
I don't remember. It was.
Or did the place erupt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it went crazy. It was better if my team went on to win that game too. So it was a good night.
Another cool moment as far as playing goes was the first time I ever played under the lights. Like a real game, not like pick up in a park. Like a real league game under the lights for soccer. I was 15. That was really cool. That was really neat. So it was different. It was kind of like all the movies you watched growing up, all the high school movie with the lights. I mean, it was a Friday Night Lights high school soccer game. That was really neat. So that's really it for my sports moments.
And moments I've actually been in. Probably one interesting one that I did was when I got in a hockey fight one time.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did.
Did you win?
I'd say it was a draw, but he went to the bench like really angry, and I went really happy. So I'd say it was a win in my books.
I thought they don't allow it at amateur level.
They don't. We got kicked out of the game.
Oh,
but we have to go through the bench to get out.
Yeah. What did you guys fight about?
Well, a few games prior, I got hit from behind into the boards like really hard, and it doesn't feel good at all. And then he did it to one of my teammates, and the ref wasn't doing anything, so I did the only honorable thing I could, and I punched him in the face.
Did he have like a cage on?
Yeah. I didn't take my gloves off at all. We both kept our gloves on because it'd be stupid to take them off.
So it's kind of like a scuffle.
Well, it's funny. Frenchie was in an adult league a few years ago. I mean, I was younger when this happened, but Frenchie was in an adult league, and he thought someone was disrespecting him. So he threw his gloves off and punched the guy's cage, and he got his hand all bloody.
I said, Frenchie, he's got a few hockey fights, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's calmed down, but he does have a bit of a temper at times.
I thought you and Frenchie were going to throw it down once at hockey the other night, too.
Nah.
I was hoping. I was like, this is going to be awesome.
I'll fight you next time.
All right, I'd win. But anyways, how old were you when you fought in that?
When I fought, I must have been about 15.
Wow, that's pretty good. Cages, have you ever fought anyone?
No, not really. I've had a few scuffles and disagreements with people.
Yeah, you fought growing facial hair a few times, though, haven't you?
Sure.
I'm just messing with you, friend. Or Cages. I almost called you Frenchie because we're talking about Frenchie so much. But anyways, I think it's now time to move on to recommendations.
Actually, no, it's time for our third and final commercial.
All right, third and final commercial, then recommendations. So, here we go. And Eve gave Adam the apple, and he said, I want to listen to Christian podcast! Cages! Practical Bible-based preaching by evangelist Frank King.
At www.efrankking.com.
Making money off the Bible, Frank King. Good job. Stay classy.
I am Cages, goddammit.
And yes, you are, Cages. Oh, man. Well, moving on. As always, last segment of the show is our recommendations. So, tonight we will be recommending
Shut up for a second.
movies.
You know what's funny about Cage's saying that last statement? Was we didn't even tell him to say it. We just told him to say something. And
that's what he
just
said.
wanted to say his name.
I am Cage. Do that again, Cages. Ready? Go. Do it live. Ready?
I am Cages, goddammit.
Oh, man. Well, anyways, Cages, since you are Cages, how about you recommend the first movie?
Alright, one good movie I've seen is Lords of Dogtown, which is basically a movie retelling the Z-Boys who pretty much revolutionized skateboarding out out west.
Yep. I remember that. They came out, like 4 or 5 years ago? I
Something like
think?
that, yeah.
Yeah, I always wanted to see that.
Real good. Had Emil Hirsch and
Some other guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
All right, Eric. How about you?
I am going to recommend a movie that John had been raving about to me for a while, and I finally saw it last Friday. 500 Days of Summer. I think you might have even recommended it once on one of the episodes.
think so.
I don't remember, but has Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Zoe Deschanel, whatever her name is. But both of them, they do a ton of indie movies. Awesome movie. Pretty much about Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who pretty much has... it's a non-linear movie, just pretty much describing his relationship with a girl named Summer, and he pretty much finds out what really matters in life, I guess is the word or phrase. I don't know, but it's good. It's very good. Excellent.
Eric was very
filming.
passionate about the movie at some point.
Oh, there was. I absolutely hated Zoe's character.
Oh, you kind of ruined it.
No, I didn't ruin it.
Okay.
No, I'm not ruining it. I'm just saying I think she was a jerk. That's all. She just seemed like a bad girlfriend. I wouldn't want her to be a girlfriend of mine.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. It always seemed like Joseph Gordon-Levitt was pulling all the slack. And
Well, now people are going to go into the movie with that attitude, thinking that's what they're going to go looking for that now.
Good. She was a jerk. She deserved it. All right, moving on, John.
All right. Well, the movie I'll recommend today. Actually, I don't really have a movie to recommend.
You're that cool. You don't
Not
have a
cool.
movie.
No, I'm gonna recommend Zodiac, which it's a pretty good movie with Mark Ruffalo and a few other guys. I think Jake Gyllenhaal is in it.
Yeah, is that about the Zodiac killer?
Yes, it is.
Yep.
And it's weird because it's a movie where it's a mystery movie, but there's no like conclusion, no final.
Yeah, they still haven't found him. That's creepy.
And I didn't just spoil the movie for you because it's based on real life, so.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Oh, the Titanic sank. What the hell?
But no, it's a great movie, and it was just released in the wrong year, and that movie should have won awards. It wasn't even nominated for things. It got snubbed really bad.
Yeah.
So, and I haven't seen it in a few years, but I just got it on my Netflix. Check out Netflix, and I'm gonna be watching it again pretty soon.
Awesome. So I think that concludes this episode. So Cages, any last words?
Shave your mustache.
All right, everybody, au revoir.
No, well, before we do that,
Okay, never mind.
I'd like to
I take that back.
Thank our people for helping us.
I will
And
too.
I'd like to thank Minna and Josh for communicating with us. I'd like to thank our listeners for listening, and the 50 people who've joined our Facebook group so far. Tell your friends.
That's pretty cool. Our goal, we want to get 100 by August. So tell everyone you know, get them involved. And, I joke a lot on the show, but really, thank you for listening, and we do appreciate it. And we have a lot of fun doing this, and hopefully you have a lot of fun listening.
Right, and I'd like to thank Cages for doing his second consecutive episode. And when it comes to current records, he's actually ahead of you, Eric, since you missed the last one.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Well, active records.
Oh.
You're at 1.
My streak's better than yours.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's correct.
okay. He's on. Yeah, whatever. Cages.
And Eric, I'd like to thank you for returning to the show, coming
Thank
back
you.
from Twilight.
And my DeGrotto marathon,
DeGrotto.
as Mike would say, is a Degrassi. And speaking of Degrassi, everybody, new season starts next week.
I guess that's a great time.
I will be the only one over the age of 18 watching it.
All right, fantastic. All right, das vidanya.
Au revoir.
Oh, pants down.